I will continue to say that new constructions are still the best deal on the market right now. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rapid City Real Estate News. If you don't know me already, my name is Morrison. I'm a real estate agent here in the Rapid City Black Hills area. And this is Rapid City Real Estate News, where we talk about what's happening in the market here in Rapid City. Now, today obviously is the 13th of December, and we got this massive quote-unquote winter storm coming in. The reason I say quote-unquote is sometimes, obviously, they're correct on these winter storms. Sometimes they're not. So far, the weather has been dramatically less extreme than they said, but it's supposed to continue snowing the rest of the day, and it's 10 o'clock in the morning right now, so we shall see how it progresses. But I will say they have already closed the interstate from Chamberlain to Rapid City, so that shows you that it's pretty serious. They closed the schools this morning. They actually closed them last night in expectance of the schools, of the weather being bad, so obviously it's been kind of bad. I think we've got a couple, maybe inch and a half where I'm at in Rapid Valley, so not extremely bad at all. But if it continues through the rest of the day like they say it will, then it might get horrible. Who knows? But with this winter storm, and typically when we have any winter storms, the market, quote unquote, freezes as far as real estate goes, because people aren't looking at houses. People aren't typically going to list a house when they're in the middle of a storm or anything like that. So you'll see a little bit of a freeze probably from this week's numbers to next week's numbers. But this week's numbers are actually down in some areas and up in others. We only have 178 houses on the market, so really low as far as houses on the market. Interest rates are, again, 6.6%, so pretty low. Last week, I believe they got down to like a flat 6 one day, so that's pretty amazing. And so interest rates are much better than they've been in the last couple months. 20 houses hit the market, which is a big number, pretty big number for us, and 2 of those sold. So that's a good number for us too, to have a couple of those sell. If you recall, houses were like coming on the market but not selling right away. So we're having some of that come back. What's continued to make these houses sit on the market, in my opinion, my observation, is people being unrealistic on pricing and pricing things too high in the beginning, which always makes things sit there a little longer and doesn't spark as much interest. You got to price them right in the beginning for them to sell quickly. Obviously, if you overprice it, you can just do price reductions. But it still tends to take a little bit longer. Average days on the market until something sells, still sitting around 30 days. So kind of the same as it's been on that. We did have 12 houses sell. Average sold price was $500 less than the average listing price. So about on par with listing price there. Now, I've been harping on this for a while, but I will continue to say that new constructions are still the best deal on the market right now that I've seen. There's actually a house listed in my neighborhood that is a 4-bed, I believe it's a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2-car garage, covered back deck, quarter-acre lot for $419,000, fully finished, ready to go. That is a crazy good deal. If you would have tried to buy that in April this year, they probably could have, if they would have had it finished by then, probably could have sold that thing for $450 to $475. Now they dropped it to $419, trying to get rid of it, or whatever the case is. They probably just want it off their books. That's an extremely good deal. That I would jump on personally if I was in the market to buy a new house. But there's a ton of other good options out there right now that are new construction. Builders offering good incentives for things. They'll offer 3% of your purchase price to buy down your interest rate or toward your closing costs or whatever you want to use it for. What always is typically the big negative with new construction, though, I will say, is landscaping. No builders around here include landscaping whatsoever. Maybe there is some here and there that do like part of the landscaping, but that's a separate thing. They won't include the landscaping. And the average landscaping cost is probably 10 to 20 grand to do. I did my personal landscaping on this whole house. I didn't do it myself. I hired someone to do it. But I think I probably ended up spending $10,000 in total before everything's said and done. If you consider the fence, the topsoil, the rock, all that kind of stuff. We probably spent $10,000 in total over the last year and a half on that. And you could easily spend way more than that. We actually probably went the cheaper route, honestly, compared to some people. But if you're doing all the labor yourself, you can maybe save money, but it would take you forever to do that. So anyways, that's the big negative on new constructions, in my opinion, is the landscaping part. But even with that, I think right now, new constructions are a very, very good deal. Now, other than that, if you watched last week's video when me and Carrie, the lender, talked about what we kind of think is going to happen in the future, I think continuing forward through the rest of the winter, probably going to stay similar to where we're at. If interest rates go down a little bit beginning of the year, I could see spring being another boom, little boom in Rapid City real estate market. I could definitely see that happening. Things warm up, typically gets busier anyways. But if interest rates stay, 6 or 6.25 or maybe even high fives, I could see that being a little boom in our market here. Now, as always, I'll keep you guys updated week to week on what's happening in the market here. If you've got any questions, you want to talk about buying or selling real estate here in the Black Hills or investing, hit the link below that says schedule a call with me in the description. Hit that, it'll block out a 15-minute slot on my calendar, and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about real estate-wise, and I will call you and we can talk about it. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I will see you next week, as long as the snowstorm doesn't destroy us all. All right, see ya. Peace.